Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we're Backyard Musings in the living rooms.
Yep.
Living room musings.
And we're talking about a science thing today involved in the Himalayan mountains. So
Before we start, I want to shout out. I don't know their name, but we had a comment that said you guys have a great channel, and very glad. We try to attract the people that are interested in science and technology, and that's all we do. So the slide that you're looking at right now is under the Himalayas. And you can see at the top, you can see where the outline of the Himalayas and the uplift, and there's a subduction zone, and then there's progressive crustal doubling, and so scientists may have just toppled a 100-year-old theory about what holds up the highest mountain range on Earth. That's above Earth level. Not we all know that Mauna Kea or Mauna Loa, one of those, is the highest mountain measured from the seafloor.
wait a
New
minute.
research shows.
No.
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
about it. You're talking about it in Hawaii?
Yes, it starts
No.
at the ocean floor and comes up above the water.
No.
Above the water, it's only like 11,000 feet, but you go down to its base at the bottom of the seafloor, it's well over 24,000 feet.
Okay. We'll have to disagree on that one, or agree to disagree. Agree to disagree on that one.
It's not, Scott. It's not like it's this flat area and then it juts up. It's down at the bottom of the ocean, and over time, all these lava explosions built the landmass up to what we see above the water. It's the tallest mountain range, I'm telling you. Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa,
Okay.
as measured from its base.
Okay.
All right. The Himalayan mountains formed in the collision between the Asian and Indian continents around 50 million years ago, when tectonic forces squeezed Tibet so hard that the region crumpled and its area shrank by almost 1,000 kilometers, 620 miles. And just as an aside, if you want to find out something fascinating, do some research on Tibet, on their government and their culture. I mean, it's like Russian is like their second language. Everybody speaks Russian there in Tibet. It's crazy.
You've got some funny looking animals there.
Yeah. But it's interesting, though. Okay. Would you like to know more?
Okay, the Indian tectonic plate eventually slipped under the Eurasian plate, doubling the thickness of Earth's crust beneath the Himalayas and Tibetan Plateau to the north, and contributing to their uplift. But this theory doesn't stand up to scrutiny, kind of like what we were talking about with those Hawaiian mountains. Researchers now say because the rocks in the crust turn molten around 25 miles or 40 kilometers deep due to extreme temperatures.
Quote, if you've got 70 kilometers of crust, then the lowermost part becomes ductile. It becomes like yogurt. And you can't build a mountain on top of yogurt, Pietro Sternai, an associate professor of geophysics at the University of Milano Bicocca, Italy, and the lead author of a new study analyzing the geology beneath the Himalayas.
But this theory doesn't stand up to scrutiny, research now say, because the rocks in the crust turn molten.
Oh, I just read that.
Oh, yeah, we just read that. Is that a double?
Skip to the next one.
Okay. Sternay and his colleagues discovered the mantle insert by simulating the collision between the Asian and Indian continents on a computer. The model showed that as the Indian plate slipped beneath the Eurasian plate, and that's what we're seeing on the slide, right?
Yep.
And started to liquefy, blobs of it rose and attached. That's pretty scientific. Blobs of it rose and attached themselves not to the bottom of the Asian crust, but to the base of the lithosphere, which is the rigid outer layer of the planet composed of crust and upper mantle.
Yeah, we've talked about lithosphere. Remember when we were talking about those deep trenches in the oceans and like those sightless predators that were down there? We talked about the lithosphere. Yeah. This is fundamental, Sternai said, because it means there's a rigid layer of mantle between the stacked crust, solidifying the whole structure beneath the Himalayas. The two crusts give enough buoyancy to keep the region lifted, while the mantle material provides resistance and mechanical strength. Quote, you've got all the ingredients you need to uplift topography and sustain the weight of the Himalayas and Tibetan Plateau, he said.
Kind of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The researchers then compared their results with seismic data and information gathered directly from rocks. The mantle sandwich is the simulation matched previous evidence that Arnaud's theory couldn't explain. Study co-author Simon Pilia?
Simone.
Oh, Simone Pilia. Okay. An assistant professor, what did I say? Simon,
yeah. Simone is the female version of Simon.
Oh, okay. An assistant professor of, how do you know it's a woman?
Simone. That's a woman's name. Simon is a man's name.
All right. And an assistant
you
professor.
Challenging me? Are you challenging me?
No, I would never do that. And an assistant professor of geoscience at the King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals in Saudi Arabia told Live Science.
Yeah, we pulled this article from Live Science. Quote,
Okay.
Things actually start to make sense now, Pilia said. Observations that seem to be enigmatic are actually now more easily explained by having a model where you have crust, mantle, crust, plus some mathematical calculation. You always got to have mathematical calculations in there. The study presents strong evidence for this model, but contradicting Arnaud's 100-year-old theory is controversial because it's been so widely adopted, Pilia said.
But the results are still plausible, and they explain a number of geological oddities in the Himalayas, Smith said. Quote, the authors run lots of simulations using different thicknesses of all the layers, and they seem to always get the same bit of mantle sandwiched between the crust of the two plates. Unquote. Hey, so when you were a kid, did you cut off the crust of your peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You ate the whole thing?
I went for the heels. I always went for the heels. I'm a heel guy.
Really? So
Yep.
You would take the heel on the front and the back end of the loaf and make yourself a sandwich?
I would. Or toast.
And then the rest of the bread would dry out.
Well, no. So I'd leave that peel in the front. My brothers and sisters would be taking out the middle. By the time it got down to the two peels, those are mine.
Oh, okay. But but nobody in your family cut crust off the bread, huh?
Did Jim? Maybe Jim. Maybe my brother Jim did.
How about your son now?
Yeah, were we allowed to? My son now, he doesn't. No, he just eats it.
Eats the whole thing.
Yep.
We make videos for you.
Good for him.
Hey, it's quiet on the set.
Still small
We're still
voice.
broadcasting.
Still small voice talking about crust. Okay.
All right, folks. Thanks. I'm not paying her just because she had a talkie. I'm not paying her any part.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the afternoon.
Take care, everyone. See you on the next one.